Hello my dear students, welcome back to today's physics class. Today we are going to discuss about types of friction. We already learned that friction is a type of contact force and this force acting between surface in contact that opposes the motion of one object over the surface of. And what is frictional force? Frictional force is a type of contact force in which the force is acting between two surfaces that opposes the motion of one object over the other. And we learned that the main cause of friction. The cause of friction is the irregularities in the surface of the objects leads to the main cause of friction. Then we learn how can we measure the frictional force. We can measure the frictional force by using which device? Spring balance. And now we can discuss about the types of friction. There are three types of friction that are static friction, limiting friction and kinetic friction. So first we can discuss about the static friction. Static friction means that we already know that friction is an opposing force. So static friction is the opposing force which comes into play when one object move over the surface of another object but the actual motion does not start, which means that when we start to push a heavy box or we are that time if we need to move a heavy box, we will apply the force towards that heavy box, right? So that time if we are applying with our one hand, if we try to push the object, or here you can see that a person who is just pushing the heavy box. So that time he is applying the force but that box is not moving. In that case we can say that there is a frictional or that force of friction acting towards the heavy box is considered as the static friction. This static friction does not exist by itself. That means when there is an applied force, that time only the static friction occurs. Okay, if there is no applied force, then there is no static friction. So static friction means that when we are applying the force towards a heavy box, so that time that object or heavy box is not comes in the state of motion, or that heavy box is remains in the state of rest even though we applied the force. So that kind of friction is considered as static friction. First type of friction is static friction. Okay, static friction, it does not exist by itself. When there is an applied force, that time only the static friction occurs. If there is no applied force, there is no static friction. So the second type, now we can discuss about the second type of friction, that is limiting friction. Limiting friction. Okay, in this limiting friction, we can just continue, this limiting friction from this static friction. So if we push a heavy box, so that time if the box is not moving, then what we will do? We will push the heavy box with more force, right? Yes. So here also you can see that the same person, he is pushing the heavy box with the greater force compared to the first case. He again pushing that box. In that case, that box is just start to move. So that starting position, that we can consider as a limiting friction. In this limiting friction, there is a maximum value of static friction. Then what do you mean by limiting friction? Limiting friction is an opposing force which comes into play when one object is just starts to move over the surface, or heavy box it's just going to start. Okay, it's not just means continuous moving. It's the starting point in which that object is moving. Okay, so that initial or that object is at the verge of moving, that we can consider as a limiting friction. And this limiting friction, one more thing you have to remember that in this limiting friction there will be a maximum value of static friction. Okay, so what is limiting friction? Limiting friction is the opposing force which comes into play when one object just at the verge of moving over the surface. Okay, and third type of friction is kinetic friction. Third type is kinetic friction. Kinetic friction means that when we already discussed about the limiting friction, right? We applying the force, so that time that object is just starts to move. Okay, again we applied a more force towards this heavy box, so that time this heavy box slide over the surface. Okay, so that means that object or that heavy box comes in the state of motion. That is considered as kinetic friction. It doesn't mean that there is no frictional force. If that time, if we consider that heavy box is in contact with another surface like floor. Okay, so that time there is a frictional force, but our applied force is more than the frictional force. That's why this box or this heavy box is moving or slide over the surface. So when there is a kinetic friction, it doesn't mean that there is no frictional force. That time also frictional force exists in between the floor and the heavy box. Okay, and that time that box is sliding over this floor, that is mainly because of our applied force is more than the frictional force. Okay, so we can say that in the static friction, when we conclude these three types of friction, we can say that in the case of static friction, our applied force is less than the frictional force, and in limiting friction, our applied force is nearby equal to this frictional force, and the third case, applied force is more than frictional force. Then this kinetic friction, and what is kinetic friction? Kinetic friction is a type of friction in which the opposing force or frictional force comes into play when one object is actually slide over the another object or another surface. So this kinetic friction are mainly two types. Kinetic friction, again we can subdivide it into two types, that are sliding friction and rolling friction. What are they? Sliding friction and rolling friction. Sliding friction and rolling friction are the two types of kinetic friction. First we can discuss about this sliding friction. Sliding friction is a kind of kinetic friction in which, or sliding friction comes into play when one object is actually slide over the surface of another object, that we can consider as sliding friction. Examples means when we consider about a wooden block that slides on a table, or wood slides over on a flat surface. These all we can consider as the example of sliding friction. What is sliding friction? Sliding friction is an opposing force, or sliding friction is a type of kinetic friction in which the opposing force or frictional force comes into play when one object is slides over the surface of another object. Okay, one sliding friction is the one object which is actually slides over the another. And now we can move on to the another type of kinetic friction, that is rolling friction. Rolling friction means that the opposing force or frictional force which comes into play when one object is rolling on the surface of another object. One object is actually rolls on the surface of another object. Okay, rolling friction is a type of kinetic friction in which one object is actually rolling over the surface of another object is considered as rolling friction, which means that, for example, we can see that wheels. Okay, the vehicles, all the vehicles, it has wheels in it. So that time there will be a that, or otherwise the wheels or wood, like this we can consider as woods roll over the flat surface. Wheel or wood rolls over or on the flat surface, that we can consider as a rolling friction. Okay, these are the three different types of friction: static friction, limiting friction and kinetic friction. Then we already discussed that what are sliding and rolling friction, right? And can you guess which one has more frictional force? Normally, when we are considering that, which now in this case, if we want to slide off an object, so that time is we need to apply more force, or for rolling, which case we need to apply more force. Yes, that we can discuss with the help of an activity. Okay. In this activity, that activity already it's given in your textbook, that we can discuss with the help of an illustration. Here you can see that a block is there. In your textbook it is given wooden block and wooden table. That wooden block is on the wooden table. But means the procedure is same. In here you can see that we have a rectangular box that you can consider as a wooden box. Okay. Then normally we know that we can measure the friction by using which device? Spring balance, right? So here what we need to do, one wooden box is there, then we have to tie this wooden or this box with a spring balance. Okay, then we just pull this spring balance. Now you note down and here actually what happens, is it sliding or rolling friction? It is sliding. That means that already I told you that sliding friction means that one object, which is the one object is the here, that one of the object is wooden block, or this block we can consider one object, and another one this surface, flat surface. So sliding friction means that the frictional force which comes into play when one object actually slides over the other object, right? So here two objects are there, or two surfaces are there. What are the surface? This block and table, right? Yes, now we can do this activity. Here with the help of spring balance, we just pull the wooden block. While pulling time, you can see that when this box starts to or moving, that time you just look the spring balance reading. Here this spring balance reading, it shows 800, near about 800. Okay, so now we can do the second case. Second case, we are using some pencils, and that pencils we are placed on this flat surface, and that pencils are in parallel to each other. Okay, and above this pencil we have to place the block. Okay, and while after placing the block on these pencils, we just pull the box with the help of spring balance. Now you can see the frictional force acting on this, and here you can see that the frictional force is near about 400. First case it was sliding, and second case by using pencils it actually rolling, right? And in second case what happens, in this case it is near about 400, and here it's near about 800. So which case this frictional force more? Sliding friction. So we can say that this rolling friction is always less than the sliding friction. Rolling friction is always less than sliding friction. That's why in nowadays we are using this more like suitcases and school bags also provided with some wheels. So these wheels are actually that, which means that actually in that case rolling friction is less. So in the floor that heavy box, in the suitcases we are carrying heavy weights. So that time we like trolley bags all you may be seen. In trolley bags all we can easily carry these trolley bags and all. Why? Because that wheels, small wheels, it helps us to reduce the friction on the floor, so we can easily carry them. And nowadays school bags also provided with these small wheels like trolleys, you can see them. And maybe you see that the roller skaters, that means the roller skating, that like adventurous movements like roller skating, you may be seen in our school also. We had like that kinds of trainings and all. So in the case of roller skating, that roller skates, that shoes, they are having some small wheels, so it helps them to move more fastly, or how it's moving more fastly, when there is a less friction, that movements will be very high speed, or more speed we can, or move fastly. Okay, so this roller skates also we are using the wheels, that wheels, in that case there is a rolling friction, so that rolling friction is comparatively less than this sliding friction. So what will happen is we can easily move, or we can easily move through on the floor. Okay. And nowadays we knows that already I told you that the bags are provided with the tiny wheels, and it helps to decrease, because in that case there will be a rolling friction acting on that bags, all those situations. So this rolling friction has very less frictional force, so it helps the easiest movement, or easiest movements of these kinds of objects like suitcases and bags and all. Okay, so that's all about today's class, and now we can just conclude our class. Today we mainly discussed about the types of friction. There are 3 types of friction, that are static friction, limiting friction and kinetic friction. When we consider about this static friction, you just remember that we are applying the force, but that object is not moving, right? Actually applied force is there, so you just to keep in mind that there, in these 3 cases, mainly 2 forces we can consider, frictional force and applied force. If the object is not moving, which means that applied force is less than frictional force. Okay, and second is limiting friction. Limiting friction means that the maximum value of static friction, or we can say that limiting friction is an opposing force which comes into play when the object is at the verge of moving, or that object is just starts to move. That particular point that we can consider as a limiting friction. In limiting friction there is maximum value of static friction, and here this applied force nearly equal to the frictional force. And the third type is kinetic friction. In kinetic friction means that the frictional force which acts when one object is actually moving over the surface of another, that we can consider kinetic friction. In this kinetic friction, this applied force is more than the frictional force. And this kinetic friction are mainly 2 types, sliding friction and rolling friction. Sliding friction means that the force comes into play when one object is sliding over the surface of the another, and that example also we discussed. You should learn the example in each case. Then rolling friction is the opposing force that comes into play when one object is actually rolls over the surface of another, that we can consider as rolling friction, and its example also. Then we learned that an activity we discussed. In activity we proved that the rolling friction is always less than the sliding friction, and that application level also we discussed in the case of roller skaters and trolley bags, that means bags with wheels. That all the things we discussed. So that's all about today's class. Thank you.